Hey guys, PMHK here. Obviously, now if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're an OG, welcome back. I make tech videos every week, so if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you do just that. Also, click that notification bells button so you can get notified whenever I upload a brand new video. Now, in this video, I'm going to try and answer one of the questions that it's asked of me. Which phone should they buy in terms of sizes? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be unboxing the Galaxy S21 Ultra, which is I think one of the biggest phones out at the moment. And then I'm gonna be comparing it with the iPhone 12 mini, just in terms of sizes. So let's just jump quick into this unboxing. As you guys can see, this phone has been unboxed before, but that really doesn't matter because I can still peel off a couple of papers inside. So inside the box, you have the phone itself, which is still a little bit sealed. But one thing that I've actually been hearing lately is that insurance companies are actually going through these phones, opening them and starting the phones just to check if the phones are working properly. But if you're buying a brand new phone, I assume they actually would be working properly anyways. But you have the phone itself here. Funny enough, not actually long ago, I also unboxed the Galaxy S21 Plus, which is actually basically similar phones, a couple of features different, which I actually didn't really read much about it. But anyways, we are not here to compare these two phones. But if maybe you want to see a comparison of these two phones, okay, Siri is misbehaving. But just in case maybe you want me to compare both phones, it's something that you can actually request and maybe I might just make it happen. But for now, we're gonna check that one on the side. So this guy here has 4 cameras, as I can see here. You have that periscope zoom lens there on its glory. It actually looks quite cute. It has a sort of a, what shape is this? This is not a square. This is a rectangle shape. Not a triangle, rectangle. But the other two there, you have a circular camera, another circular camera. One is the wide, and then you have the ultra wide, and then you have the periscope sort of lens. Hopefully I'm not lying to you guys. And then you have this little camera here, and I think this other one here should be a LiDAR sensor. But yeah, and then you have the flash there. In front, you have a really big screen, but we're actually not here for specs in this video. I just want to maybe make a quick comparison between both phones, as I mentioned, and maybe help you guys choose in terms of just size itself. All right, so you also have power button, you have volume up and down button. As I mentioned, the phone is semi-on, so let's just maybe get it full on. All right, so I'm done doing the setup. I actually just skipped most of the settings so I can get to the main screen. As you probably read from the title, we are here to answer if actually size matters when it comes to cell phone or smartphone. Now, we're gonna be comparing this guy with the iPhone 12 mini, and we're just going to be talking about some features that are size specific. And that's actually what most companies, phone companies actually do. Now, on one side, you have the big Galaxy Ultra, which is the biggest device that Samsung sells. Talking about big, let's first compare the size of these two phones because they feel relatively the same size. And I'm right, the Samsung S12 Ultra is just a little bit thicker than the Samsung S21 Plus. These names are going to be the death of me today. So let's check that one on the side again. This one here, the Samsung S21 Ultra comes on a 256 gig internal storage, and it has a 12 gigabyte RAM inside. And that's basically also what allows them to be able to put such a big storage and also such a big RAM on the inside is the size. So that's one thing that you will get buying a phone that is actually that size. When it comes to a small phone like this, also because of battery management, which is actually something else that I was supposed to be talking about. Yeah, when it comes to the management of the internals like the CPU, storage and RAM, it actually works better when the device is big and the thermals actually are able to cool the device properly. So just in that sense of thermal management, it actually makes more sense to have a big phone than a small phone. And one thing that I've actually also experienced with the iPhone 12 mini is that when I have multiple apps running, or even when I'm in the car driving with the GPS on and I'm listening to music, the device actually tends to heat up really quickly, which I doubt that is something that would happen on a phone such as big as this one. The other main thing that you would be getting when you're getting a big phone like the Samsung S21 Ultra is the battery capacity. So in terms of the battery capacity, the Samsung S21 Ultra comes with a whopping 5000 milliamp battery, which I'm pretty sure can take you up to the next day. And that's also because of the size of the phone. Because the phone is big, they have more space to put a bigger battery on the inside. Now, when it comes to using this guy here, this guy comes with a 2227 milliamp battery inside, which actually it has, I think, around 4 hours of screen on time, depending obviously on how we're using the phone. And if obviously battery is like a must for you guys, one thing that you need to know is that buy a bigger phone, because most of the time bigger phone comes with a bigger battery. Now, one place that I actually love using this phone, and I actually chuck this phone, these big guys away, especially the S21 Ultra, I mean this S21 Plus, because this is the phone that I'm using in conjunction with this one, is when you are actually browsing, especially in the morning when you wake up and you're browsing your phone just to check your updates. It's really hard to stay with this phone in hand because it tends to actually get a little bit heavy after a while. One phone that I always grab just to check my status and notification is the iPhone 12 mini, because this guy here, as you guys can see, really tiny and is much manageable when you're handling with one hand. As you guys can see, actually my hand can go from top to bottom, corner to corner. But when it comes to this guy, you are looking at a two-handed use, which especially if you are walking and using your phone, now you have both hands busy, it can actually be a problem. Because if I try using this phone with one hand, I actually need to maybe put the phone a little bit on top and then go to the top and then go to the bottom. One thing that I know also is when it comes to the iPhone, they have a one-handed sort of use. So if you actually just tap in the bottom, the top of the phone or the top of the screen comes down, so you are able to access the upper parts of the phone, which can come in handy if you're using the bigger iPhone model, which is one iPhone that I actually haven't tried yet. But it would be actually a good thing maybe to try and use that phone and see if this mode or mechanism actually help, because on the small phone, since I can reach the top, is actually something that I can't really tell if it makes a difference or not. So the other thing when it comes to using bigger phone versus smaller phone is what material the phones actually uses. You guys can see the iPhone 12 mini uses sort of a glass back, and even the corners are actually a little bit on the slippery side. One thing that I like about this big phone here, the Samsung S21 Ultra, is that the back, although is a plastic back, it's kinda not that slippery because of how it's constructed. It's kind of like a matte black. They actually call this color phantom black. I still don't know why, but maybe because it's a deep black. But one thing is that because of how the phone is constructed, it actually will not slip on your hand if you are maybe using it while you walk or using it in bed. This is gonna be a weird video, I can already tell.
Well, I'm laying in bed, not in bed.
While in bed?
While in bed, using it while in bed.
What did I say?
In bed. The while wasn't there.
Using it in bed?
While in bed.
Why does it have to be while?
Because it changes everything.
How?
Never mind.
How?
No, it's fine. If you don't see it,
I don't see it.
then it's fine. Maybe it's just me.
Yeah, it's just you. Okay, now to answer the question of this video, does size matter when using a smartphone? I would say it would depend on the kind of phone you actually want. I honestly still don't mind using the iPhone 12 mini because I actually like the size and I don't really need a 256 gig storage because I'm using iCloud anyways. I don't take much videos with the iPhone and my picture library is actually not that big. And also in terms of music, I don't keep my music stored on the phone. I'm also using I'm also using Apple Music, so most of my stuff that I use are on the cloud. So in that sense, if you are able to have everything on the cloud or most of your stuff on the cloud, a small phone would actually come in handy because obviously also for the fact that the phone itself can be managed just with one hand, which is actually something that I really love doing, especially also having the phone in your pocket. It actually doesn't show that you have your phone on the pocket. Now when it comes to a bigger phone, let's say you really want storage and you want to keep most of your stuff on your phone in terms of music, your picture library. Also, if you take a lot of videos also, then you actually should consider getting a bigger phone. And when I say a bigger phone, I don't specifically mean you should be getting the S21 Ultra because this phone might be out of a budget for many people. Even previous models, as long as it's big and it has actually a great storage, that's the phone that you should actually go with. Yeah, so there you have it. Hopefully I was able to answer your question and maybe help you with your next purchase. If you have any more questions, make sure you ask them down in the comments. Otherwise, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you do just that. Also click the notification button so you can get notified whenever I upload a brand new video, and I am going to catch you guys on my next one. Peace.